Hello again. Uh, in this demonstration, we will be looking into at Streamlit application and understand how we could use Streamlit application to create a really very nice navigational menu embedded Python applications. So let's start with. So here you could see that I have this Streamlit app, which is part of demo apps repo. You will also see that the source code, so we will walk through the source code, and here you could see that here is the my application. So I will run the Streamlit app. So once application is started at this port, here you could see that application, it has a really very nice home page where you could see that there is a home page and here are the menus. So you could really calculate the the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division between two numbers in this simple calculator page. There is another menu option where you could calculate either monthly or yearly compound interest. There is a scikit demo also built into, so we will walk through. Then within the scikit image demo you will see various image utilities built into, and finally credits, where the idea came from and where the code I really use it to help around it. Before we go, let's take a very quick review of the source code. So here the source code is available, which is exactly the source code which you are really seeing here at a Streamlit app. So if you download it, you are going to get exact source code what you are really looking into. So here you could see that app.py, everything starts from there. Here I'm really defining the menu and using it. So menus are really defined in, if you look into the source pages, so we can look into the source and pages. So here are the pages defined. So for each menu option equivalent, so if you see the menus are here, home, simple calculator, compound interest, they are really defined here. So you can look into about, which is really loading markdowns are defined in resource. Here you could see that's the markdown. So what you see when you click on home, this is exactly the markdown you are really seeing here, which is created here. Okay, and if you are trying to click on calculator, so this is what you are releasing calculator. So if we click in calculator, here you would see that there is a opportunity to enter two numbers. Here we are putting two number and the mathematical functions are really uh, choice you could choose in order to calculate two numbers. If you want to see the source code for that utility is also given here. So how everything is really being written in the Streamlit app. So we could look into the calculator, which is actually just calling this calculation engine, which we could look into, define in the core as a calculator, and here's the calculation engine. And all the code what you are really seeing here in this page is actually coming from here. So you could see here the operation part of, and here the source code, how the source code is really defined. So every particular menu has its own code design, and that's how it's really being rendered. So if you look into the calculate compound interest, here you could see that we can actually say that okay, if we have $1,000 for 1.0 rate, and for 1 year the total compound interest plus principal will be about $1,010. If you are trying to do for 12 times in a year, then this calculation will be about this. Same thing if you look into for $5,000 for 2.5 rate 1 year, that will be about 12 times in a year, 512644. If we try to use this 1 year, then it's gonna be 5125. So this is something you could take a look. Source code is really there, and if you want to get the help, you can also load the help. So here you could see a very dynamic code where somebody can see the content, how in terms of if you want to provide some help, if they want to see the source code, they can also see the source code. Everything we can look into back at the code. So here look into the compound has another thing called calculation engine, which is related with compound. Here you could see that how the calculations are designed for a monthly as well as the yearly compound interest within the calculation engine. Now we look into the scikit image demo, which is pretty little bigger comparative to previous two. So here you could see that scikit image demo is a collection of about 3 plus 3 about 8 different image functionality provided into the scikit image. So here you could see image processing. Here all those different functionalities are really being built into. So here you could see that within this scikit image demo you could choose a image. Currently the color image is selected about astronaut Alan Collins, but if you want to select a black and white image, here you could see this is a black and white image. And so there is a coffee cup which is colored image, so you can choose an image. So let's start with this, and now we can look into see. So if you see here in the menu there are various menu options, so you can color to gray. This is color to gray. If you want to go color to HSV, which is a hue, saturation and well in transformation, that's transformed here. Here you could see the source code of this file, which is actually designed into the image grayscale, and here you could see that RGB to HSV is really designed. Now we look into the resize image functionality, and here you could see that there is a slider which you could choose how big image you really want to resize, and source code is also available for you. We can also look into the image rotation. Here you could choose the angle. Okay, next you could see the image flip. You can say flip horizontal, or you could say flip vertical, or you could go back to original image. Next we could look into the image brightness. Here you have slider where you could design the image brightness too. Next we could look into the image filter, where we have 4 different filter implemented in image filter, which is here. So here you could see that we have median, Gaussian, restoration and Sobel. So here you could see that median filter, okay, which while you are changing a value you could see the impact. Then we could look into the Gaussian. Here you could see how that filter really works. Then if you want to do the restoration filter, here you could see the impact of restoration filter, okay. And then finally we have Sobel filter, which really shows the transformation like this. Finally we have image segmentation, using the image segmentation which is defined here. So we already have the segmentation which we are loading from scikit image, and once we have here is looking into the segmentation and respective code. And finally we have credits. So pretty much that's a really very good way to use the Python code in backend, and really creating a UIM applications built into the Python, where you are not really writing any single line of UI code, but everything is in Python, and Streamlit help you design a application something really very vibrant, very active, and have a really very good flow built into. So that's all I really have to say, and I would suggest you to clone the repo, get the Streamlit app and try by yourself. And if you have any question, please reach out to me. Thank you.